From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Wednesday, December 31st, 2014. Silver is trading at $16 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,196 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $315. Antiwar.com reports a UN Security Council resolution on Palestinian statehood by 2017 has failed, with 8 votes in favor, 1 short of the 9 needed for passage. Even then, the vote wasn't going through as the U.S. vetoed it. The U.S. has promised the veto and reportedly threatened to sanction the Palestinians for even presenting the doomed bill, which called for Israel to end the occupation by 2017. Israeli Foreign Minister Avigdor Lieberman termed the resolution an act of aggression, and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu lobbied heavily for the U.S. to veto against it. Still unclear is the fate of an alternative version proposed by the French government, which is significantly watered down and only calls for the resumption of peace talks in the next 2 years. Israel is pushing for a veto of that, but the U.S. hasn't yet made its intentions clear. FPP Radio News is brought to you by Bitcoin Not Bombs. Bitcoin Not Bombs is a launching pad for nonprofits and social entrepreneurs into the financial freedom of the Bitcoin economy. Bitcoin Not Bombs is fully committed to being the hub of the nonprofit sector of the Bitcoin economy, maximizing the potential cross-promotion of all our clients and commercial partners. To learn more, visit bitcoinnotbombs.com. The Associated Press reports the chief political foe of Russian President Vladimir Putin was convicted along with his brother on Tuesday in a fraud case widely seen as a vendetta by the Kremlin, triggering one of Russia's boldest anti-government demonstrations in years. Police allowed a few thousand protesters to gather just outside Red Square for about 2 hours, a show of relative restraint for Russian authorities who have little tolerance for dissent, before moving in to break up the unsanctioned rally by pushing the demonstrators towards subway entrances. The rally came hours after anti-corruption campaigner Alexei Navalny was found guilty of what activists said were trumped-up charges and given a suspended sentence of 3.5 years. His younger brother was sent to prison, a move that drew comparisons to the Stalin-era practice of punishing family members of enemies of the state. Navalny rose to prominence with his investigations of official corruption and played a leading role in organizing anti-Putin demonstrations in Moscow in 2011 and 2012 that drew hundreds of thousands. Navalny, who has been under house arrest since February, violated its terms to attend the rally and was rounded up by police as he approached the site. He later tweeted that police drove him home and blocked him from leaving his apartment. The protesters who gathered on the Manaz Square outside the Kremlin chanted, "We are the power," and "Russia without Putin." Scuffles erupted between the protesters and pro-Putin activists, shouting, "Those who don't like Russia should go to the United States." The chants reflected the Kremlin's depiction of opposition supporters as Western stooges. Police said they detained about 100 protesters, while activists claimed up to 250 were rounded up. Russian law requires demonstrators to get official clearances for rallies. Violators can face prison sentences and heavy fines. For over 35 years, Robertson Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and permanently removed the minimum purchase order for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Robertson Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 850-478-5270 or online at rrbi.co. UPI reports officials confirm bodies and debris from AirAsia Indonesia flight QZ8051 were spotted off the island of Borneo on Tuesday. The body of a woman was recovered, but search and rescue workers failed to recover a second body due to large waves. The shadow of what looked like a plane and an emergency exit door appeared to be discovered in the nearly 100,000 square mile search zone. Family members cried and some fainted as they watched a live news conference that showed debris from the plane and what appeared to be a body. AirAsia flight QZ8051 was flying to Singapore when it disappeared on Sunday after the pilots requested a flight plan change due to bad weather. The plane was carrying 162 people, mostly from Indonesia. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.